How's it going, everyone? Yo, boy Corey here, aka Crasher, back with a new video, and ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about a couple things here in this video. So let's waste no more time, and let's get into the first subject here, being Nintendo. So let me bring you guys up to speed here. This is how it all started. All the way back in mid-November, we had ourselves Big House announce, unfortunately, that they had to cancel their Big House Smash event due to a cease and desist from Nintendo. Why? Well, because of software that they were using known as Slippy, which allowed for competitors to play remotely and play online. They were not going to be able to have this event in person due to COVID-19. And, you know, you would think that maybe there would be some exception to the rule, maybe there would be some understanding. Nope. Nintendo just completely decided to Thanos snap that out of existence, and unfortunately for Big House and the Smash community, this tournament, this whole event was now null and void. And now, ladies and gentlemen, fast forward to December 5th, we have Nintendo with yet another big brain move here, and they end up doing this. Nintendo cancels Splatoon 2 North American open stream after teams use hashtag free Melee names in support of Super Smash Bros. Melee community. The company cited unexpected executional challenges as the reasoning. Oh my god. That is beyond petty. So, you mean to tell me that because the Splatoon 2 community showed their support and solidarity for the Smash community, Nintendo decided to get all butthurt and sour grapes over it? Now they're just like, well, screw you, Splatoon 2. We're gonna cancel your event too. Like, what the fuck? Like, Nintendo, like, what the hell are you smoking? Like, what the hell? Like, that's all I gotta say is just, what the actual hell? And now we fast forward to December 6th. We have ourselves this tweet from Merry Christmas stating the following. So after Etika passed away, a guy named Captain Alex created these custom JoyCons in order to raise money for a mental health charity. These wouldn't fucking modify your console. They weren't some replica of Nintendo's work. It was a reshell of official JoyCons. Guess what happened? Well, let's click on the image here. Nintendo have unfortunately demanded that the custom Etikons must no longer be sold anymore. Oh my god. Now this, when I came across this absolutely was a punch in the gut. Like, you have got to be kidding me. Like, these were for charity. Like, all of the proceeds that these Joy-Cons that were going to be sold and stuff like that, they were going to be donated to charity. The proceeds straight up to charity. Proceeds from each sale benefit the JED Foundation for Teens and Young Adult Mental Health Awareness. That's where it was all going to. That's where all the proceeds were going to. Were for charities involving mental health for teens and young adults. And Nintendo shuts that down? Are you absolutely shitting me? Like, I get that they need to protect their IP and all that stuff, but this has honestly gone way the hell too far. There are instances in life where those situations are bigger than you, bigger than your ego, and bigger than your intellectual property and all that stuff. This right here was not done out of malice to try and rip Nintendo off. This right here was done for a good cause, and also to commemorate Etika, because he was one of the biggest fans of Nintendo. Like, if there was anything to do with Nintendo, you know, one of the first names when it comes to the likes of Nintendo influencers that would come to mind would be Etika. Etika was one of the biggest, and he was one of the most legendary people there were. That wasn't until he ended up passing away in an unfortunate situation. I don't really want to rehash on it because it was honestly a very, very heartbreaking thing that had taken place. Etika was a big inspiration. That much is probably the biggest thank you, Captain Obvious statement I could have ever made. But he truly was an inspiration, man. And this right here being shut down, man, It makes me sick. It actually makes me sick to be a Nintendo fan. Now, I want to share with you guys a quote from the one and only late great Satoru Iwata, who was very synonymous with Nintendo before he had passed away in 2015. It would not be appropriate if we treated people who did something based on affection for Nintendo as criminals. And given Nintendo's recent behavior, that is exactly what they are doing. They are not only treating their fans like criminals and like a bunch of pariahs, but they are going against the words of Satoru Iwata here in this situation. It's absolutely sickening. You can't defend this. Well, actually, ladies and gentlemen, there is one individual who is actively defending Nintendo's behavior, and that's none other than Verlisify. Surprise, surprise, Mr. Drama Queen, Contrarian, Hypocrite Extraordinaire has struck again, ladies and gentlemen, but now with really, really shitty takes in regards to the whole situation with Nintendo, and he recently put out a video titled, "I Warned You, #FreeMelee." Now, aside from him doing a bunch of simping and bootlicking in that video, there was one point of the video that made my blood fucking boil, and that was him mentioning Etika in vain. Listen to this.
Nintendo is allowed to protect their IP, and Etika is very brand unfriendly to Nintendo, so they have extra incentive to take it down with that.
Yeah, so if that didn't make you want to rage quit or punch a hole through something, this right here, this man, this lowlife will sink to absolutely no low and defame and slander someone who is passed away. How on earth is Etika not brand friendly with Nintendo? He was one of the biggest, if not the biggest hype man for the Nintendo franchise. How is that not brand friendly? Like, dude, like, what the fuck are you even saying? Like, I know you got a few screws loose in your head, boy, and I know that your channel has been on the decline as it has for many years, and you need that sweet, sweet drama to try and keep yourself relevant. Well, you're doing a good job of that, but at the cost of what? You just end up pissing off Etika's fans by saying that trash. How fucking dare you? And also, how dare you pull this bullshit double standard yet again? You know, you're always all about this whole, oh, I'm against hacking, I'm against cheating, and this, that, and everything else. Like, you will use that as a way to start drama with anybody and everyone just for clicks. But yet, when it comes to content that has been created and discovered through hacking means, you end up covering it. What am I talking about? Data mined Pokemon information. You can't access that information unless you hacked the game. And take Pokemon Sword and Shield, take Pokemon Sun and Moon as two examples of games that were heavily hacked and data mined, and Verlisify covered the shit out of all of that. So, I guess the whole rules for thee, but not for me, are very, very applicable here in this situation too, huh, Verlis? But it honestly does not surprise me that even after 7 years of you doing this shit, here you are still doing it. You would think that maybe after 7 years had passed, that you would maybe mature a little bit and maybe change your ways. I mean, hell, at least Uri Geller had the foresight to apologize for his 20-year mistake. So, if he can do it, why can't you? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. I said all that I needed to say here in this video, and it's pretty damn obvious what the situation is. It's absolutely infuriating what Nintendo is doing and how Verlisify is supporting and condoning this type of behavior. It's one thing to be protective of your IP, but then there's being over-the-top protective to the point where you are being toxic and being as much in the wrong, if not more in the wrong, than those that are trying to do things for the good of the Nintendo community in these desperate times that is 2020. 2020 has not been a good fucking year, and Nintendo is shitting on their fans because they want to do nice things for the community and to commemorate someone that was very beloved in the Nintendo community. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.